So that's about 2 more minutes. But as of right now, we do have quorum. So thank you all. I'm glad we got that taken care of. Yep, we'll get started in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Thank you, Dr. Gaverk. I appreciate you. I'm like, I've had those braids for almost 3 months. They have seen a lot. They have gone a lot. It was time to let them go. And yes, my wife appreciates when my locks are crinkly. I do too. But as soon as I take a shower, these bad boys are gone. So, everybody soak it up while you can.
I was appreciating him too, but I was going to wait for the soul check.
No, this is always the second look. So I can have my locks and braids or whatever, and that'll look good until it doesn't. And then when you take them out, this also looks good. But this only usually lasts like a day, 2 tops, because as soon as it hits water, all the curls are gone. So yeah.
You can wear a cute floral shower cap.
Oh, it doesn't. Even the steam will start to straighten it out. So yeah, I mean the shower cap. Yeah, I've gone through so many shower caps in my life with all this hair, but yeah, we'll see how long it lasts. But I do love this look. I wish I just knew how to do it without having to braid it. That's just the way I've always gotten it. But maybe we'll explore. We'll explore something.
That's the same stages. I was gonna say that's the same stages my hair goes through too.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So
same stage, and then it goes into a bun. So that's
right.
Welcome to stage 3.
Yeah, exactly. And it's starting to get hot, so I would rarely wear my hair down like this in front of my face, as hot as it's about to be and as humid as it's about to be. Yeah, it's gonna be updos most of this summer. So all right, with that lovely discussion about black hair, I appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. So welcome, greetings. Thank you all. I will call to order this May 2025 meeting of the Maryland Lynching Truth and Reconciliation Commission. As always, honored to serve as chair. I will quickly acknowledge those commissioners who are in the space with us. So Commissioner Millen, good morning, safe travels. Commissioner Haley, good morning. Commissioner Hughes, good morning. Commissioner Barnes, good morning. Commissioner Baker, good morning. Commissioner Armenti, good morning. Commissioner Coles, good morning. Commissioner Creary, good morning. Commissioner Parker, good morning. Commissioner Barrett, good morning. Commissioner Seward, good morning. Commissioner Dupree Wilson, good morning. So thank you all for being here. We do have quorum, so we will proceed. The next part of our agenda is approval of the business meeting minutes from March 2025. So commissioners, you should have all received those minutes yesterday. Please let me know if there are any edits that are needed to the minutes, and if not, if there is a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion.
Excuse me, David. I would like it to be double checked, but I'm pretty sure I was in attendance. It has me as absent.
Okay.
I don't know how to double check it, since maybe through if the video was recorded or not.
Yeah. So we have the recording, so we can definitely check that for sure and make sure that it's updated. So thank you for that, Commissioner Barnes. Any other edits? Okay, so with that amendment, with checking for Commissioner Barnes' attendance for the March meeting, the motion is on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Did you mean April?
No, March. Yeah, no, this is March. So we haven't gotten April's minutes yet. So this is for March.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, double check anyway. Thank you.
Okay, got you. All right. So we have the motion. We have a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All right. Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? All right, the motion carries. So the minutes will be reviewed to confirm attendance for Commissioner Barnes. If anyone else wants us to confirm their attendance for March, please let us know. But other than that, they are accepted as presented. So thank you all for that. All right, moving on to chair's comments and our soul check. I don't have too many comments at this time. I would just say that we have to continue the work moving forward towards our final report that's due in December. So much of this meeting will be talking about that final report and looking at the various cases that have been compiled. We need everyone's efforts with that, and we'll think of the best ways to do that in an efficient manner, because I know we're all busy. My professors, I know it's the end of the semester, so I get it. But we definitely want to make sure that we're continuing what we have to do as commissioners in this capacity to, again, finalize all that we have done. So with that, I will make space to fellow commissioners if they have anything that they want to share in this moment that's on their soul. Please feel free.
I'll just throw something out. Some of you know that my current employer, Middlebury College, has decided to close the Jedi office here at the Middlebury Institute in Monterey. And so effective July 7th, we will cease operations. And according to Middlebury, this is not a retreat on their commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yeah, I find that one kind of hard to believe too. But anyway, if any of you are aware of any, positions opening up in academic administration, I would be most grateful if you could share that information. So thank you.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Creary. The struggle is real. There's no doubt about it. We all have things that we're navigating. So thank you for your openness with that. And let's look out for each other. Okay. Like if we hear stuff, if we know stuff, let's help each other out. Now more than ever, we need each other. All right. So much love, much strength to you, Commissioner Creary, to all of you as we are navigating these uncharted waters. But I trust that we know how to swim. And so we'll swim. All right. Any other thoughts from commissioners before we move on?
Yeah, I did want to give a brief update. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, I want to apologize for the lack of just engagement. I've been dealing with a lot as well on my campus. A lot of the funding that supports the program, mentor program that I run, which in turn was really supporting a lot of the work of the commission, has been, like many programs, gutted by the number of these agencies. And so I've been grappling with that, having to lay off staff, but I'm committed now that it's just me left to doing everything I can to get us across the finish line. I just wanted to let everyone know that. And the semester's closing out. One good note: I was able to get tenure at Mason, and so I made it over the hurdle there. So thank you all for your continued understanding and support.
Absolutely, Vice Chair. Appreciate you. We know a little bit of the story for sure. So we honor your strength and your commitment. We know that there's never been a lack of desire. It's just that we always have competing interests. So no doubt about that. But hey, man, that tenure thing is no joke. So I'm glad you got that, bro.
Yes, man. I'm telling you. Thank you.
Yeah, so absolutely, we know that you did everything to earn that. So many congratulations on that front.
Thank you.
So Commissioner Hughes, I see your hand, and then Commissioner Barnes, I'll come to you.
Sure. So as we're talking about these federal impacts, the president's budget came out for federal fiscal year 2026, and it had zero funding for state historic preservation offices, tribal historic preservation offices, and all of the competitive grant programs, with the exception of grants to HBCUs, which is good that remains. It's sort of curious that remains, I think, in light of the other policy things that we're seeing, but nonetheless. In addition, and we get about $1 million to pay for staffing through the Historic Preservation Fund. And because of that sort of signaling on the part of the administration, the federal fiscal year 2025 funding through the Historic Preservation Fund is still on hold. While the budget was approved as level funding with federal fiscal year 24, and we thought we would be fine at least until next March, they're not releasing the notice of funding availability that then allows SHPOs and TIPOs to apply for those funds and draw them down. So we are unsure if we'll get our current year federal funding. And if that's the case, then I think layoffs are in the picture for us as well. So we're trying to let our staff know, not to freak out, but just, transparency is really an important part of leadership from my perspective. And so we're dealing with those issues as well, interestingly, as a state agency.
Thank you for sharing that, Commissioner Hughes. Again, we telling stories. All right, let's tell the stories. So, Commissioner Barnes, I'll come to you, and then Commissioner Baker, I'll come to you.
Yes, those very same federal impacts impacting those federal grants that have sustained Lily Carroll Jackson, just a small micro museum within an HBCU. As Commissioner Hughes mentioned, we haven't seen impacts directly hitting HBCUs, but my assumption is it's coming. They just going one by one, but certainly we've been faced with those impacts and loss of staff, where I'm back down to being the only full-time. Well, our others were grant supported in the first place, but so I just want to encourage everyone to write to their legislators about all this so that they understand the impacts on your organizations, and support the museums and cultural institutions like Maryland Center for History and Culture, Maryland Historic Trust, Maryland Humanities, all of those that are represented here, because these are our lifelines. They're not the only funding we receive, but certainly the most flexible and allow us to do some of the things we were not able to do before. And they certainly considered historical injustices and historical inequities, and we're trying to close that gap as should have been done. But as David said, we know how to swim, but you do get tired. So please support advocacy work wherever you can.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Commissioner Barnes. Commissioner Baker, did you still want to speak?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'll add to the list, right? All the state humanities councils had their funding terminated with the National Endowment of Humanities. So that's over half of our operating budget at Maryland Humanities. We are hustling to fill it. Great news for Ms. Barnes is that we did stay in the state budget for SHINE funding, which is a big deal. It's greatly reduced, but we're still there. I only came off mute to mention that on Wednesday, myself and another staff person from Maryland Humanities are going to be leading a session on using AI in your job search. I've opened this up to Maryland Humanities staff, to NEH staff that have been terminated, and to other state council staff. I know there's definitely issues with AI, but if we can use it when it's going to be used against us, that's what we're trying to do. So if anyone's interested in that, I am happy to send along information either for you or for staff that potentially might need to be looking right now. Just let me know, shoot me a message in the chat or shoot me an email and I can send you that invite information.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Baker. Again, we're looking out for each other, so thank you for that. Commissioner Dupree Wilson, I'll come to you, and then Commissioner Haley, I'll come to you.
Good morning, everyone. I too have been trying to take in this information about this attack that is going on from this administration on, our institutions and especially on African American history. However, I am encouraged by the fact that this year we had such a large number of prospective history majors being admitted into the school. So that tells me that there is still an appetite to fight for our history. The other thing that I'll say is this: it is our turn to fight. It's our turn to get off the bench. I feel like sometimes we coast because we know others have paved the way for us and we feel that we should just be floating with no, opportunity to fight, or we shouldn't have to fight. And I agree, we should not still be fighting these fights. The fight is here. So we got to get off the bench. Stop trying to build up our CVs and our own personas and this and that, and it's all about us. It's not all about us. It's about the collective. So now is the time for us to stop worrying about our resumes and worry about fighting for things that'll be here way after we are all gone. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Dupree Wilson. I
Here,
say,
here.
I say, Commissioner Haley, come to you.
And thank you. Repeat everything everybody said over and over and over again because it's just so relevant and so pertinent right now. I'm just mentioning right now two things, and as we approach the end of our commission, I'm thinking that maybe what we should also think to do is to record for posterity's sake things that are happening in the world, like very specifically, so that people will know that this commission was going on at the same time that the federal government, this current administration, was doing specific things that countermand exactly what we're trying to do, and putting in place things for which there should be reparations, quite frankly, by things that are happening right now, and to listen to the reasons that are being given. Because as we have said sometimes, why did Black people who escaped slavery sometimes run back into the South to hide in plain sight? Right now, people are not hiding in plain sight. They are saying, this is who we are, and we're telling you. I mean, when they fire the Dr. Hayden from the Library of Congress, and the reason is because she's allowing books to be borrowed by children when the Library of Congress doesn't have books borrowed, it's pretty obvious what they're talking about. When they encourage people from South Africa, white persons from South Africa, to come into the country and reduce whatever boundaries there are to those limitations, because allegedly they are being persecuted because of their race in South Africa, listen to what they're saying out loud, that we are not allowing white South Africans, just like Elon Musk, to be mistreated by Black people. So come on here, we'll take care of you. Whereas brown and Black people, we are totally trying to get rid of you, even though you are more than likely leaving your countries because of mistreatment. So I feel like as we go to the end, I'd like to remind myself to use this opportunity to document for history what we are doing at the same time, what's going on at the same time that we're doing this work. Thanks.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Haley, and I agree. We know that we are sharing a lot, doing a lot. We've experienced a lot, even in the 6 years that we've been around, and so we have this platform to tell the truth when the truth is being suppressed, quite simply. So let's take that moment. Commissioner Coles, I see your hand.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to follow up on what Commissioner Haley just said, and say that William Schwartz has offered from the Maryland Lynching, formerly the Maryland Lynching Memorial Project, has offered to help us make a promo video highlighting the incredible reconciliation hearing that took place in early April. And also Michelle Garrick at Loyola has offered up some of her interns to help us figure out which points in the hearing we want to highlight. So we're really hopeful that that'll be a really powerful, hard-hitting video and way to lift up the work that we're doing and expand its awareness, expand people's awareness of it. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Commissioner Coles. And we will be coming back to Dr. Gaverkin and the incredible opportunity that we had with the students at Loyola and at Morgan. So more to come on that experience. Any other thoughts before we move on? And thank you all again for your openness and for your transparency. I'm glad that we're in a place where we can do that, especially at a time like this. And again, let's continue to look out for each other. All right. So hearing none, seeing none. All right, thank you again. We'll move on to public comments. As always, to members of the public, thank you for being here and joining us on this journey. If you would like to introduce yourself, give your affiliation if you have one, please feel free to do so at this time in the chat. And always important to make sure that those who are supporting us are acknowledged and appreciated. So thank you, as always, for being here. Moving along with our agenda to committee reports. So I know that Commissioner Millen is currently traveling. So if you feel safe to say anything at this time, Commissioner Millen, you can. Otherwise, I can give the synopsis of what you shared with me about the logistics committee.
Yeah, I'm actually parked, so.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. The logistics committee last met in April, about a week after the hearing, or maybe a week and a half after the hearing. And in that conversation, we decided that we would suspend future meetings until there was a need for us to reconvene. So we're not terminated, we're just suspending. We're thinking that maybe we would reconvene around ways to introduce the public to the final report. So, for example, what Commissioner Cole said about the video that Will Schwartz has agreed to give his services to creating would be one way, as well as just other distribution methods. I think that's probably it for now. And also we encourage the logistics committee to help review all the drafts of the final report, just like all commissioners. I think I got whatever I said in my notes. That was
Okay, got you. No, that was pretty much it. So thank you for that, Commissioner Millen. To research, any updates on research, Commissioner Haley?
I don't have any. We did not meet. So if anybody else has things that they want to share about research they've done or know of, then I yield my time for those efforts and those comments.
Sounds good.
I'll just add in that I know that the request has been circulated to review the case studies. So I'll just reiterate that would be appreciated from anybody on the commission. I would not assume that the research committee has that all in hand. Although we will certainly do our part, having been, embedded in a lot of that research already. I'll also state that Heritage Associates is still supporting in terms of making sure that we have the most comprehensive compilation of primary sources. That's one of those tasks where I know a lot of different people have contributed in different ways to how we understand these case studies. So in addition to reviewing them, I would also encourage you to review the records of what you may have compiled digitally during your time as a commissioner. And if there are, again, primary sources, published materials, anything else that you think might contribute to the most accurate reporting as it comes to our collaboration with the report writers, please do so, and definitely check in with Chris and I if you think there's something that we're missing or that may have been provided at a years ago, because we want to make sure that we have as much as possible for that process. Thank you.
No, thank you for that, Commissioner Armenti. Commissioner Coles, I'll see your hand, and then Commissioner Barnes, I'll come to you.
Hi, thank you. I feel like I would have the most to contribute for the cases that I have some familiarity with, and that would be the ones that I was the county liaison for. I don't think I would have much to add on cases that I, didn't spend time getting to know the stories and the background in the same way. And so I was wondering if commissioners could focus their attention primarily on the cases that they worked on as a county liaison. And then the second question is, would it be okay, advisable, if we shared these case studies with the county partners who are also kind of the lead researchers for this particular cases, or is that not something you guys want to happen at this stage? And those are my two questions.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Coles. Any thoughts? Certainly with commissioners who were liaisons for certain parts of the state, I think focusing on those cases would be an efficient use of time. So I definitely agree with that part. And then the question about getting involved, the local researchers and those who were doing the work even before us, what do we think about getting their feedback, kind of the systems that we can create for their feedback and thoughts on the case studies?
I think that is needed, and specifically in regards to the second point, David, about those who have already done a lot of the preliminary research. And so we've identified those scholars and community historians, and I think we should reach out to them and collaborate on those specific cases that are relevant. And so I definitely think we should do that, and I'm here for it. So I second Michelle in that regard.
Got you. So we'll certainly have to think about the mechanism and the timeline. We don't necessarily have to do that in this meeting, but that's my immediate thought. Commissioner Barnes, I'll come to you. Then Commissioner Creary, I will come to you. And I think there's one other person that wants to speak. But we'll start with Commissioner Barnes.
I agree with Commissioner Coles and Commissioner Chavis that we definitely should do that, and certainly give us a good time frame so that we can reach out to them, give them enough time. And Commissioner Armenti mentioned our primary sources, and I'm sorry if I missed it, but did you say how you want us to provide them, or where you want us to put them, or how do you want us to do that?
So I would say the closest thing to a central location would be the Google Drive that the research committee primarily has been using. So if you have, I think pretty much everybody here should have access to edit and add to that. So do so if you have that direct access, or you can funnel those through Chris and I, and we'll make sure it gets to the right spot.
Can you just reshare that out so we make sure we have the accurate folder?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I also know that Sophie sent out a link with all of the different case studies. That seems to be, for me at least, inaccessible due to the being on the Attorney General's server, I guess. And so if that could be recirculated as well, that would be helpful.
Okay, I guess given that point, I'll go to Sophie first, and then Nick, I'll come to you, and then Chris, I'll come to you. So go ahead, Sophie.
Yes, so I circulated our SharePoint folder. So if you could make your edits directly into that folder, we have to be able to track, all of the work product. And we at the Office of the Attorney General, we can't access the Google Drives because it doesn't allow us to use it with our OAG email address. So if you are making edits in a Google Drive, if somebody from this call could transfer it over to the SharePoint or send those edits to me directly and I can upload it. But we do want one central location that has all of the drafts. Charles, you said you're having trouble accessing it, so I'll send it to you again. And if anyone else is having trouble accessing, just please email me.
All right, thank you for that, Sophie.
Sophie, excuse me, I'm sorry. Where did you say you shared it, or when?
I sent it out on Friday. It is a SharePoint folder, and I will send it to you as well. I'll send it right now to make sure you've gotten it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Sophie. Commissioner Creary, come to you, and then Commissioner Haley, I'll go to you.
Yeah, just again, very quickly, again, agreeing with everything that everybody has said, but yes, I want to make sure that the local partners, and again, local historians who have been working with us, are able to access those case studies, particularly for the ones for which they've been, directing their work. In the initial, drafts that came in, I wanted to make sure, and I asked, it's like, people, please send me, contact info for these folks so we can get them. At that point, I was just trying to set up, Google Docs, but if we've got the full, the SharePoint thing, we should be able to make sure that those local historians are able and partners are able to get in there and look at that. I mean, particularly if we've got that May 23rd deadline, the sooner we can get this link to them, the better it will be. So they have time to get their, edits and comments in as well.
Yeah, if there's anyone that you would like me to send the SharePoint folder to, just please send me their email addresses. Additionally, with SharePoint, if you download a copy and email it to them, if you send me back the Word document and I upload that, that will be the most recent copy. So whatever is more convenient, whether we add them individually or you just share Word documents and then send back their edits to me, I can do it either way.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, so before I go to Commissioner Haley, I think it warrants a reminder of when the case studies need to be finalized. Do we have at least an approximate date for when they need to be finalized that we can all use as that reference point?
So my understanding is they want to finish all of the case studies themselves by the end of May, June. And then the second part is they're going to work on the contextual piece of the case studies before moving on to part 2, which will be, I guess, reconciliation. If you look at SharePoint, I created a folder that says recommendations. So, commissioners can go in there and maybe start putting some recommendations down. I know you guys are going to have to vote on which recommendations you want to move forward. But I figured if there's a landing place, then the commission can start thinking through what recommendations they want to put down on paper.
Gotcha.
But the case studies for the ones that have been currently circulated, they requested a May 3rd date, May 23rd.
Okay. So fairly soon. So to any, again, and I guess as much, and I know we've had some challenges with that, admittedly. So as much flexibility as we can allow so that, again, our local researchers can have some time to digest and provide feedback will be helpful. I'll leave it to the research committee to, again, help us come up with what flexibility we may have. I would say to those who want to bring in those local researchers, start reaching out now. Let them know that this is something that we're actively doing and we want their insight if they want to contribute. So commissioners, who you work with best in your different regions. So just start, again, shooting those messages out as soon as you can so that we can start sharing stuff with them. All right, finally, Commissioner Haley, come to you.
Hi, just a reminder to everyone to not, whatever message that you're sending out, to say, please make sure you've sent us what you have or any new information. Make sure it's new information. Make sure it's information that they feel like they have not sent before. We do not want to give the impression that we lost it. We do not want to give the impression that we didn't get it. We do not want them to give the impression that after all these years, we don't have stuff or we don't have it all gathered, because we do have our 3PV who are working on it and are down to the final tick tock of the clock of getting the case studies done, and they are substantive as they are. So whatever message you relay, do not relay a message that allows that person to think that, oh, well, what about what I already have? Because if they don't have anything new, it's best for us if they don't send us the same thing over again. Because if they send it to us over again, then we have to read it again, and that's taking up more time which we don't have, time which 3PV does not have if we're trying to get them onto the second level of what they have to do.
Yeah, and so I mean, I kind of alluded to this, and thank you for that, Chris, Commissioner Haley. I think we know who the individuals are, and we'll focus on those. And we have some of the publications that they already have, and I think it would be best if we just consulted with those who have the published materials, have contributed those materials and research, and go from there. But I do think we have this week really to start our edits, but by the 23rd, we have some a quick turnaround. So we really want to get everyone on board and get everything done. But Sophie, I do have a process question in terms of the access to the materials. So I think it's important that just for your sanity and your sake, that the comments be made in the same place. Like trying to have people submit separate Word documents and then you have to reconcile or different versions. I don't think we should make that commitment. I think we should try our best to get everyone access who needs access to where everything is at, and it needs to stay there, because otherwise we're going to get into a can of worms with like different versions and different documents. So if we can just try to make sure everyone can access the Attorney General's OneDrive from there, who needs to access it, I think that's what we should do. So that's just my recommendation.
Thank you for that, Vice Chair Chavis. Any other thoughts on Commissioner Miller? I see your hand. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I was wondering if it would make sense for me as logistics chair to actually send the copies to each of the counties, point people, copies of the case studies to each person. Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that if some commissioner is sending it out and others aren't, that we're going to miss those local researchers. So if it can be organized, and I could send, for example, the case study for Allegheny County to Clory Jackson, who is the point person in Allegheny County. And in that same email, ask her, is there any new information that has surfaced since your hearing? And or is there any information that you realize you have not previously submitted? And so it's a both and in the same email. It's not that onerous to do. I just want to make sure everybody is included in this process and that we don't leave folks out.
Looks like people are in agreement on that one. So I think before Amy sends those out, Commissioner Millen sends those out, we can just again have confirmation of the point persons, to make sure we have their latest information, that we still feel that that's a healthy relationship, that we can pursue all that kind of stuff. And then, that would be the most efficient way. So thank you for that, Commissioner Millen.
Great.
Any other thoughts on that? All right, hearing none, seeing none, then we pretty much covered the committee and final report. So we'll shift to the new business. So as you all see, we are looking to move the June meeting to June 16th because that will give us the opportunity to have conversation with Colonel Ronald Butler. As you all may recall, he was originally scheduled to be a part of the final hearings, but was not able to make it. But now we have this opportunity to connect with him about his work with the Maryland Police Training and Standards Commission. And we are looking to make that our business meeting for the month of June. So that would be a shift from the 9th to the 16th. Any thoughts on that? I don't know. Do we have to take a vote? I guess we probably have to take a vote. I don't know. We're going to just do it. Anyway, Commissioner Millen, I see you.
I was trying to give you a thumbs up, as in I'm in favor of that suggestion. Hit the wrong button. Okay.
All right. Cool. So I have no pushback against it. I'm just saying, full disclosure, I will be out of the country. It's my wife's friend's 40th, so do the math. Might not be in the best position to lead a commission meeting. So Vice Chair Chavis, if you can be on deck, thank you. All right, thank you. I'll try to join, but no promises. Okay.
Is that moving the meeting from, I'm sorry, David, from the 9th of June to the 16th?
Correct.
I will also not be here. I'll need to flex for working that weekend. So.
Okay, no worries. So just let us know your availability. We still need to have quorum, so at least 10 of us need to be there. So just let us know now if the 16th will be a challenge. And this will probably be, the main focus of that meeting, along with just updates on the final report. Nah, it ain't for me. It ain't for me. Nah. So I'm just going to Barbados. Hopefully they'll let me back in the country after that. But if I'm stuck in Barbados, then y'all know where I'm at. So I think I'll be all right. But no, so yes, looking forward to that discussion. If there are any questions that you have for Colonel Butler, so I know that Commissioner Coles, I know this gonna be for you. We got any questions for Colonel Butler? Just compile them, just get them ready. And again, that will probably be the main focus of that meeting in June. So to council, do we need to take a vote on that officially? We can just move it.
I think it's already been updated on the website. So
website is spoken. There you go. All right, it's done. All right, so there we go. 16th. We'll send a reminder, but just so everyone knows as well as the public, the next meeting will be on the 16th, but at the same time. Okay. Next on new business. So as I alluded to before, I had the wonderful opportunity to work with Dr. Gavert as well as Dr. David Carey at Loyola University, Maryland, and I did so in my capacity at Morgan. This was a joint class that brought together students at Loyola, undergrad students at Loyola, and grad students at Morgan to focus on the MLTRC. And their main goal was to create ideas that would help tell the story of the commission, including the history that we've been covering, including the commissioners themselves, and anything that was relevant. So they had their final presentations about a couple of weeks ago at this point, and they were incredible. Being a part of that class, if you would have told me that's what they were going to produce, as freaked out as they were like 2-3 weeks prior, probably wouldn't have believed you. But they stepped up, they showed out, and it, in the midst of all this craziness, it gave me hope. I know that Commissioner Millen was there. She said the same thing. Trish was there. She said the same thing. Dr. Gavert, still on the line. Hopefully. Yes, I'm gonna have you say something, Dr. Gavert. So just get ready. It was incredible, and I'm very grateful to have had that opportunity, and grateful that again the students did their thing. So all that to say, their ideas were wonderful that they came up with. They were very distinct, and they all have ways of uplifting this story of the commission. Immediately after it was over, Commissioner Millen, Trish, Dr. Gavert, and Dr. Carey and I got together and basically said, yeah, we want to support this. I know that there are pathways through Loyola that will be explored. There are pathways that Commissioner Millen has already explored through MLMP. I have one particular student in mind for working with the National Great Blacks in Wax Museum. And we certainly, as and other agencies as well, like, you need to meet these kids is our point. And start working with them. But their ideas in particular for the commission are ones that we want to follow up on. So that is what we want to just kind of give a brief overview. There is a recording of their presentations that should be through Loyola. Dr. Gavert, you can let me know. And yeah, it was wonderful. So before I come to you, Commissioner Millen, Dr. Gavert, would you like to say anything as my other co-instructor along with Dr. Carey?
There's not much to add to your beautiful discussion, Commissioner Pakume, but it was such a privilege going on this journey with the students, and they had 4 different groups, and one group created podcasts. Their idea was that there would be 10 to 12 different podcasts to walk people through racial terror and the history of slavery and the legacies today. Another group was doing this work through Instagram, managed to get their account blocked at one point. But thankfully it got back up. Another group was thinking through how to facilitate public discussions in public spaces such as Red Emma's regarding this. And then another group created a flyer that they could put in different places to try to connect the past to the present. And we do have access to all those final presentations that we should make sure get sent around, as well as the actual the video. But what a privilege. Phenomenal students who I think are going to be holding on to this, not just into the future, but I think it's helped form for them a sense of who they are and who they want to be and what this work is.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Dr. Gavert, and as always, for your commitment to this work, our work, the work we came up with, and the next iteration of this class when you come back from sabbatical. So enjoy sabbatical. Commissioner Millen, over to you.
Yeah, I just want to echo and celebrate the work of the students as well as the faculty on this. I think attending it on the heels of the April 2-day hearing, it was just so uplifting, and was almost like a part 2 to the hearings part 1, demonstrating how next generation folks are thinking and how they're going to continue to move us all forward. If you're not on the Maryland Lynching Memorial Project's mailing list, I encourage you to sign up. One of the students has contributed an article for the newsletter that's going to come out in the next week and a half. And he was just, I think he's a junior or just finishing his junior year, and has some really thoughtful, impactful reflections and comments. And he sort of closed the presentation down, but in such an uplifting way. So, and then I'm working with some of the other students trying to collaborate with them as well. So please watch the video. It was, I don't know, it filled me up and overflowed me. So.
No, thank you for that, Commissioner Millen. It was definitely, I usually get pumped like that for like sports events. And I was pumped because, again, they brought it. They own this story. And I told them that they now own this commission story. And that's what we wanted at the beginning. That's what they demonstrated at the end. So the least we can do is to help them continue to manifest these ideas. So in the coming weeks, I know they're on the, summer vacation. So we'll have our various ways of remaining connected with them. But as we move forward as a commission, and even among the various institutions and entities we represent, if we can think about how we can support and uplift their work and them themselves, because I know who Amy's talking about, and like he's mine too. So, for sure, I'm definitely got plans for him. So this is what we wanted, and I think it's now been demonstrated that we can do this. Again, Dr. Geberg, Dr. Carey, and I have been thinking about the next iteration. In all likelihood, pending that signature, it will be the Reparations Commission, and then transitioning to telling the story of that commission, of which we know there'll be an MLTRC rep on that commission. So we have the through line between what we have done and what the next iteration will do. So just be on the lookout for how this evolves. But yes, do yourselves a favor, watch the video. Don't even worry about what I said. What they said was way better than what I said. So it was that good. All right. But thank you. And it was for sure an honor. Any other thoughts about that? Just want to honor what's in. Yes, they did. Thank you. And thank you to all the commissioners who were a part of the interviews. So Commissioner Haley, Commissioner Coles, if I'm missing if I'm missing anybody, my apologies. But that was definitely what they needed to hear, what they needed to listen to in order to get into this story. I'm so glad they were able to talk to Delegate Pena Melnick as well as her chief of staff. So they got a lot of insight from that as well. And again, everything that you poured into them, just watch the video and see what your work did. Commissioner Coles, I saw your hand.
Sorry, that was supposed to be a heart.
Okay. I'll take hearts. And thank you, Dr. Geberg, for sharing that. So the interviews will be both in the archives of Loyola and Morgan. So definitely making sure that it's as accessible as we can make it with our institutions. So yeah, check them out. The interviews are great. Everything was great. The students were great. This is why I enjoy teaching. Bees knees sometimes. Don't care for grading, but I love to teach. Anyway, all right, moving on. So we are towards the end of our meeting. So at this time, I will make space for any announcements that commissioners may have. Members of the public, if you have any announcements, please put it in the chat. Commissioners, if you have any announcements, you can share them out loud.
I'll just throw out, the Reconciliation Committee will be meeting on this Friday. We didn't meet at our usual point because, well, I actually had some interviews I had to deal with. But as we're gearing up for, this Friday's meeting, sort of the one homework assignment that I'm going to give everybody who, and you're all welcome to join the fun, is to think about what recommendations you heard at the hearing in April, day 1 and or day 2, that you think we should put forward. And, again, we can probably include everything, but we're going to want to think about what are the priorities that we want to foreground, sort of top of the list things. So if you could think about that, coming into the meeting on Friday, that would be tremendously helpful.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So to that, Dr. Creary, Commissioner Creary, has there been a compiling of the recommendations that have come out of the hearings, just kind of like bullet point, like, this person said this person said that, anything like that?
Yeah, we haven't done that per se.
Okay.
And again, I'm thinking at some point we'll get transcripts, but again, I just kind of went back through my notes, and initially I was saying, okay, everybody come up with 5, and I couldn't get myself, I think I got to 9, and so, ideally I'd like to get it down to 5, but at this point, if you can come up 5 to 10, that would be great, because again, if we start seeing, multiple people, recommending the same thing, then, we'll have a sense of what the priorities will be. But yeah, I don't know if you've got notes, or if you want to, take a little bit of time and go through some of the sessions or the ones that you thought were really powerful, and just kind of take some notes on that. That would be tremendously helpful. We do have, the sort of the Google sheet that I put together, that I've been sort of populating with ideas as we've been developing them. But and again, and I can share that if people want. But yeah, this is the moment now where we need to start thinking a bit more concretely about what we want to recommend, because ultimately, and again, while 3PV is going to be working on this over the summer, ultimately it's going to be the commission that has to make the decision and the vote on those recommendations that we're going to have put in the report. So this is the time to kind of, if you want to chime in and have ideas for reparations and recommendations for reparations, now's the time.
No, thank you for that, Commissioner Curry. Absolutely. Now you got me going back to my notes. Maybe I can actually digest them now. So, all right, appreciate that. Any other announcements? Commissioner Armenti, I see your hand.
Not an announcement per se, but just looking forward to next month, where Juneteenth will be another kind of poignant opportunity to either share or share information or celebrate in different ways. So I don't know if it's a topic for discussion today, but I know a lot of organizations represented here will either have events or they'll have learning opportunities. So please do distribute those amongst the group, and especially if there's an opportunity for collaboration amongst us. I think we're all stronger together and bring a lot of different expertise to that sort of storytelling. So I'd be interested to know what folks have going on, and if there's any ways we can support each other.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Commissioner Armenti. So even if you don't do it right now, please share that around with the commission. I'm sure those are things that we can put on the website, things like that, so that we can again uplift each other's work. I want to go to what Reverend Tyker put in the chat, and this is in regarding the Reparations Commission. Is an MLTRC messaging coalitions to contact Governor Moore to make sure he signs it. I would say we probably should. We can think about what that language looks like, but I think that is definitely something that we want to encourage. Any other thoughts from commissioners in that regard? Hopefully that's a yes. I'm gonna take it as a yes. So we just got to think about how we go about doing that. So Commissioner Millen, I'll connect with you just to maybe come up with some sample language that we can share with coalitions around that. Reverend Tyker, if you have any thoughts about how to go about that as well, we appreciate your insight as well. But yeah, let's make sure he does it. Since it was voted on, it was approved, so let's do it. Any other announcements? All right, hearing none, seeing none, then we are at the end of our meeting. I will move for us to adjourn. Thank you all as always for your commitment, for your resilience. We still here. There's a reason we still here. And as Reverend Dupree, Dr. Dupree Wilson said, we got to fight. Time to fight. Let's keep fighting. Let's do what we're here to do. Let's continue to fulfill our purpose individually and collectively. So again, as a reminder, our next meeting will be on June 16th, same time, 11:30 a.m., but it would be June 16th, so we can have the conversation with Colonel Butler. All right. Thank you all once again. Appreciate you. Be safe. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some peace. And I'll see. Well, y'all might see me in a month. I'll probably say hi, but don't count on me for more than that. But I still appreciate and love y'all. See y'all soon. All right.
Come on.